What if I told you that the first 30 seconds after you open your eyes tomorrow morning will determine whether you're reliving or just surviving? Right now, thousands of people across America are waking up in comfortable beds. Maybe you're one of them. Maybe you hit snooze 3 times because facing another day feels like climbing a mountain with no summit. Maybe your first move is grabbing your phone, scrolling through other people's highlight reels while your own life feels like a blooper reel. Maybe you're already thinking about everything that could go wrong today before your feet even touch the carpet. If that's you, if mornings feel like punishment instead of possibility, then what happened to Daniel in downtown Chicago will completely change how you see the next 24 hours. Because this guy had everything on paper: decent apartment in Lincoln Park, solid accounting job pulling 70 grand a year, a girlfriend who actually loved him. But every single morning he woke up like he was serving a life sentence. And it took one conversation with a stranger in Grant Park, just 5 minutes a day, to completely rewire his brain. Not in 6 months, not in a year, in 30 days. Stay with me, because by the end of this, you will know exactly how to steal back your mornings from the anxiety that's been robbing you blind. Daniel Martinez was 35 years old, living in a high-rise off Michigan Avenue. And if you looked at his Instagram, you'd think he had it figured out. But Instagram doesn't show you what happens at 6 in the morning when the alarm goes off. Daniel's eyes would open, and before he was even conscious, the weight would hit him. That crushing feeling in his chest, like someone parked a truck on his lungs. His first thought wasn't gratitude, it was groaning. Another Monday. Another week of spreadsheets and passive-aggressive emails, and pretending to care about quarterly projections. He'd lie there for 10 minutes, phone in hand, doom scrolling through Twitter arguments and CNN alerts, and watching people he went to high school with announce promotions and engagements and beach vacations. He'd make coffee without tasting it, his brain already at the office, already anticipating Mark from sales taking credit for his work, already replaying the argument he had with Sarah 3 days ago that still stung. His girlfriend Sarah noticed, because how could she not? One Saturday morning, over pancakes at their favorite diner in Wicker Park, she put down her fork and said it straight. "Daniel, when's the last time you actually wanted to wake up?" He stared at his coffee going cold, searching his memory like files in a corrupted hard drive, and came up empty. "I don't know," he admitted. "Maybe when I was like 12, before bills and deadlines and all this adult garbage." Sarah reached across the table, syrup still on her fingers. "Babe, you're alive, you're healthy, you've got people who love you. But you walk around like life is something you have to survive instead of something you get to experience. You know how messed up that is?" Her words landed like a punch because they were true, but Daniel didn't know how to fix it. The negativity was autopilot, like breathing or blinking. He kept telling himself he'd be happy when he made 6 figures, when he got the corner office, when things finally got easier. But when was always moving, always just out of reach. The heaviness got worse. His sleep turned into garbage. 3 a.m. wake-ups staring at the ceiling doing mental math on his retirement account. His relationship started cracking. Even good stuff, like getting a raise or Sarah surprising him with Bulls tickets, couldn't break through the fog. He became that guy who found the cloud in every silver lining, the flat tire in every road trip. And then one night Sarah said the thing that broke him. "Daniel, I love you, but I can't keep waking up next to someone who hates waking up. I just can't do it anymore." That night Daniel didn't sleep at all. He lay there in the dark, city lights bleeding through the blinds, asking himself a question he'd dodged for years. When did I become this person? And how do I find myself again? The next morning at 5:30, still wide awake and wired, he did something he hadn't done in forever. He went outside. Not to work out, not for a reason, just to move. The city was barely awake, that weird quiet hour before delivery trucks and commuters flood the streets. He ended up at Millennium Park, walking past the Bean while joggers and early birds did their thing. Sitting on a bench near the fountain feeding pigeons from a paper bag. What got Daniel's attention wasn't the birds, it was the man's face. He was smiling. Not at his phone, not at anyone, just smiling at the morning, like it was the best thing that ever happened to him. Daniel felt pulled toward that bench like gravity. "Mind if I sit?" The old man gestured with one weathered hand. "Be my guest, brother." They sat quiet for a minute, just watching birds fight over breadcrumbs. Finally, Daniel broke. "Can I ask you something kind of random? You look genuinely happy, like actually happy, not fake Instagram happy. How do you do that?" The old man laughed, a deep sound from his belly. "You think happiness is something you stumble into, like finding $20 in your jeans. That's not how it works?" Daniel asked. The old man shook his head. "Happiness isn't something you find, young man. It's something you practice every single morning, like shooting free throws or learning guitar. You practice it until it becomes muscle memory." Daniel frowned. "Practice being happy? That sounds like toxic positivity Pinterest nonsense." The old man leaned forward. "Tell me something. What was the very first thought in your head when you opened your eyes this morning?" Daniel hesitated. "Honestly, I thought, here we go again. Another day I gotta push through. And yesterday?" Same thing, Daniel realized. And the day before that, same. Every morning for years, the exact same pattern, the same mental loop. The old man nodded slow. "My friend, you've been training your brain to see problems. Every morning you practice negativity, and now you're a world-class expert at it. You got a black belt in being miserable." Those words hit Daniel like ice water. Training. He'd never thought of it like that, but holy hell, it was accurate. Years of waking up negative had rewired his default setting. "Is there a way to untrain it?" Daniel asked, voice barely above a whisper. The old man smiled. "There is, and it starts with 5 minutes. Just 5 minutes before you do anything else." He flipped it open, showing Daniel pages covered in handwritten entries. "For the last 20 years, he said, I've done the exact same thing every morning before I touch my phone. Before I think about my to-do list, before I do anything, I write down 3 things I'm grateful for." The old man picked up 2 stones from the ground near the bench, one dark gray, one pale white. "Think of your mind like a garden," he said. "Every morning you plant seeds. If you plant worry and stress and complaints," he held up the dark stone, "that's what grows in your head all day long. But if you plant gratitude and appreciation and noticing good things," he held up the light stone, "that grows instead. Your whole garden changes." He put both stones in Daniel's palm. "Right now your garden is full of weeds because you've been planting them every morning for years. But here's the miracle. You can change what you plant starting tomorrow morning." The old man explained it step by step. "Every morning before your feet hit the floor, before you check Instagram or ESPN or your email, you write 3 specific things you're grateful for. Not generic stuff like my family or my health. Specific moments, real concrete things that happened." He showed Daniel his entry from that morning. 1. The way the sunrise hit the windows on the John Hancock building and turned them gold. 2. The smell of coffee from the cafe on the corner when I walked past. 3. The kid on the skateboard who said good morning when he rolled by. "Those are tiny things," Daniel said. "The tiniest things," the old man confirmed, "because the tiny things are the actual life you're living right now. The big things, promotions and vacations and future plans, those are just ideas floating in your head. But the tiny things, those are real. Those are happening right now in front of you. Here's what's going to happen," the old man continued. "First few days will feel awkward and forced. Your brain will say, this is stupid. This doesn't change anything. Writing in a journal won't pay my bills. That's normal. Push through. After about a week, you will start noticing you re-looking for good things during the day, because you know you need 3 things to write tomorrow. After 2 weeks, you'll catch yourself appreciating moments as they're happening in real time. After a month, you'll realize your whole baseline mood shifted. Not because your circumstances changed, because your attention changed." You started looking at different things. The old man closed the notebook and pulled another brand new one from his bag, handed it to Daniel. 30 days, he said. Just 30 days. Every morning, 3 specific real things before anything else. Can you commit to that? Daniel held the notebook, felt the weight of it in his hands. For the first time in forever, he felt something that wasn't dread or anxiety or exhaustion. He felt curious. Yeah, he said. I'll do it. The old man smiled. Good, now go home. Tomorrow morning is day 1. Don't break the chain. Day 1, Daniel woke up at 6 a.m. to his phone alarm blaring. His hand reached for Instagram on autopilot, but he stopped himself, grabbed the notebook instead. His mind went completely empty. What am I even grateful for? Finally, he forced himself to write. 1, I woke up today. 2, my bed was comfortable. 3, Sarah's still here. It felt robotic and fake, but he did it. Day 5, the entries were getting a little more detailed. 1, Sarah laughed at my dumb joke last night, and it made me feel good. 2, my coffee this morning was the perfect temperature. 3, there was no traffic on the Kennedy yesterday morning. He still felt the same inside, but he kept going. Day 12, something clicked. Daniel was sitting in the most boring meeting of his life, some VP droning on about synergy and core competencies. And he noticed sunlight coming through the conference room window, making patterns on the table. Without thinking, he felt a little spark of appreciation. That's actually beautiful, he thought. And then it hit him. I'm going to write about that tomorrow. For the first time ever, he was actively hunting for beauty instead of hunting for problems. Day 17. His entry started getting deeper. 1, the sound of rain on my window this morning felt like the city was getting washed clean. 2, my coworker Jennifer brought donuts for the whole team without anyone asking her to. 3, I noticed the trees along Lakeshore Drive are getting green again. Spring is coming, and I'm actually excited about it. Sarah noticed the shift. You seem lighter lately, babe. What's different? Daniel showed her the notebook. She read a few pages and her eyes got wet. Daniel, she whispered, you're coming back to me. Day 25. Daniel woke up 5 minutes before his alarm, not because he had to, because he wanted to write. That morning he wrote, 1, I woke up actually wanting to be awake. I genuinely can't remember the last time that happened. 2, watching Sarah sleep peacefully next to me and realizing how lucky I am. 3, the fact that I'm learning I actually have control over my own mind, and that's insane. Day 30, Daniel went back to Millennium Park at 5:30 in the morning. The old man was there on the same bench feeding the same pigeons. Daniel sat down holding the filled notebook like a trophy. I did it, he said, 30 days straight, didn't miss one. The old man smiled, and you were right, Daniel said. Everything changed. Not my job, not my apartment, not my bank account. Those are all basically the same, but I changed. I see things differently now, I feel different. His voice cracked a little. I didn't realize how much I'd lost until I started finding it again. Joy, appreciation, being present in the moment. I thought that stuff was gone forever, like I'd burned it out of my system. The old man put a hand on Daniel's shoulder. It was never gone, my friend. It was just buried under years and years of practiced negativity. You just chose to practice something else instead. What do I do now? Daniel asked. You keep going, the old man said simply. This isn't a 30-day challenge that ends. This is how you live now. Some mornings will be harder. Some days you'll have to dig deeper for those 3 things. But they're always there. Always. You just have to look. 6 months later, Daniel still writes 3 gratitudes every single morning. It's not forced anymore. It's as automatic as brushing his teeth. His relationship with Sarah is stronger than it's ever been. His job hasn't changed, but his experience of his job completely has. He still has rough days, still gets stuck in traffic, still deals with annoying coworkers. But those things don't swallow him whole anymore. And every couple weeks he meets the old man at that bench, and they sit in quiet, watching Chicago wake up together. Listen, Daniel's story is your story. It's my story. It's the story of every single person who forgot how to appreciate the life they actually living while chasing some fantasy life they think they supposed to want. Here's the truth that rewired Daniel's entire existence. You can't control what happens to you. You can't control traffic or your boss or the economy or other people, but you can control where you aim your attention. And where you aim your attention determines your entire experience of being alive. Right now in this moment, you have a choice. You can wake up tomorrow the exact same way you woke up today, grab your phone, fill your brain with notifications and news and everyone else's life, start the day reactive and anxious and already behind. Or you can try something different. Here's what I want you to do. Tonight before you go to sleep, put a notebook and a pen on your nightstand. Not your phone, an actual notebook. Tomorrow morning before your feet touch the ground, before you check any device, write 3 specific things you're grateful for from yesterday or this moment right now. Not vague stuff, specific. The way your shower felt, the sound of your dog's tail wagging, the fact that you can see colors, the smell of coffee, your kids' laugh, the comfort of your couch. Do this every morning for 30 days without missing one. I'm telling you right now, if you commit to this practice for 1 month, you won't just change your mornings, you will fundamentally change your life. Not because life gets easier, but because you get better at seeing the good that's already surrounding you every second. If this hit you, if you're ready to take back your mornings and rewire your mind, share this with someone who's stuck in the same loop. Drop a comment right now with one thing you're grateful for in this exact moment, even if it's small, even if it feels silly. Let's practice together. I'll be back with another story to help you grow. Until then, remember this. Life doesn't get better by chance. It gets better by choice. And that choice starts the second you open your eyes tomorrow morning. 5 minutes of gratitude can change absolutely everything. Wake up grateful, stay patient, keep growing.